there, super cool, amazing people. Today I wanted to talk about something really real. We all have dreams, right? And sometimes, even after we've gained the courage to go after those dreams and find the courage to chase them, things don't exactly pan out the way we hoped they would. And that's exactly what happened to me with Island Pupwear, a business I started with a close friend. But here's the thing, I'm not here to dwell on the failure. I'm here to share why this so-called failure was one of the most valuable experiences I've ever had. Let me take you back to a couple of years ago. I just graduated. I'm finally done with college. What an amazing feat, right? My mom and my dad, who moved here to the US to give me and my brothers a better life, were over the moon. I remember they were so excited for their firstborn, for their only girl, for their first child they ever sent to college to be done. After graduation, when I came home, they wanted to throw me this huge graduation party. And at first I was like, no thank you. I didn't really want all the attention. It felt really weird to me. It felt super self-centered, which made me feel uncomfortable. I really didn't even feel like it was that big of an accomplishment, since I was surrounded by lots of other people who just got their bachelor's too. And some of my other friends were moving on to other super cool things like grad school and med school, and I was just done. My degree, to me, didn't really feel like that big of an accomplishment. So I was really confused why they wanted that. But through thinking, critical thinking, and taking my time with reflection on why it was so important to my mom and dad to have this party, it hit me. I realized it wasn't just about me. This was bigger than that. This was my mom and dad's celebration too. I mean, I was living proof of everything they've worked hard for, everything they've worked hard towards, everything they've sacrificed up until that moment. My graduating means that nothing they did was in vain. It was as much their accomplishment as it was mine, if not maybe more for them, because I mean, I'm just some spoiled kid that they handed everything to. I mean, compared to my other cousins and friends that I grew up with in the Philippines, my life, the struggles I face, are so different. It's hard to even compare in relation to the struggles that they face in regards to attaining higher education. So after that realization, I felt so guilty for not having realized it sooner. And so I finally agreed to have the graduation party 4 months after graduation. We ended up celebrating my graduation and my dad's 50th birthday together in the same night. And it was one of those really sweet moments with my family. I remember feeling so much peace and so much pride in my mom and my dad, my roots, and my upbringing, and also the direction I was heading. I was surrounded by everyone who helped me make that happen, and everyone who was rooting for me and loved me, and everyone that was important to me was there. As far as peaceful nights come, that one was pretty solid. Now, fast forward a few months, and I'm out of school. I landed a respectable job, the kind of job that should make you feel like settled, you know? I was in my career job. I was working as a scientist, and it's what I went to school for. I mean, what more can I ask for, right? But instead of feeling on top of the world, I remember feeling kind of empty. Like, is this what my life is going to be like now? I mean, it was really fun in the beginning because I was learning so many new things, and it was so exciting knowing that I was helping my community around me and just starting my career, you know? I thought it could only go up from here. But the same day in, the same thing day in and day out, the same routine made it all feel so mundane. I suppose lots of other people feel that way too, but all I remember from that time was I would wake up, I would go to work, go to the gym, come home to eat, clean up, take a shower, go to sleep, just to do it all over again the next day. So boring. Truth be told, at this point in time, I missed school, which is so weird to admit because the whole time I was in school, I couldn't wait to get out. But I missed my college friends. I missed the independence that I had being away from my family. And most importantly, I guess, in true nerd fashion, I missed the excitement of learning. The thrill of pushing myself to learn new things day in and day out. Just the variation from day to day, I guess. Week to week, month to month was really important. I realized that my life felt mundane and that I had this feeling of emptiness inside of me because I was missing growth. I remember thinking and realizing this about myself, that I guess I liked challenging myself and learning something new every day. And I guess that's when I realized that that was one of my core values. I suppose once I got settled in my job, I stopped learning as much, and so that's when things became boring for me. And that's what made me explore the world of business and entrepreneurship. Okay, so it all started with a weekend conversation with a good friend who had just gotten a new puppy. She was talking about how there weren't really any cute accessories for dogs when she visited the pet stores, and we both thought, why don't we do something about it? We got so excited about the idea and we dove right in. We spent the entire weekend researching, looking at market trends, looking and talking about each other's strengths and what we were good at, and we were convinced that this was the right move. We were going to start a business together. And by Monday, Monday, we had an LLC. We were so pumped. We were officially business owners at 23. The plan was she would handle the creative side, being a UX genius that she is, and I would take care of the business stuff. I don't have any experience in all the business stuff, but I thought to myself, if I could handle cancer research, I can definitely figure this business thing out. But let me tell you, things did not go as planned. We probably should have seen it coming. Everyone told us not to get into business with a friend, but we were so confident in each other and we thought we had something special. Everyone who starts a business thinks that, right? But as time went on, we struggled to gain the traction that we needed. The reality of running a business hit us hard. Late nights, financial stress, the weight of our own expectations, and not to mention the toll it had on our friendship. Eventually, we had to face the truth. Island Pupwear was not going to work out the way we thought. Island Pupwear was not working out the way we had hoped. And that was really tough to admit. The hardest part wasn't even just that the business didn't succeed. It was the self-doubt that followed. For me, I started questioning everything about myself, like asking myself questions like, am I cut out for this? Did I do all the right things? How am I ever going to move past this? And having thoughts like, well, of course it didn't work out. I have no qualifications here. But then I realized nobody had any experience before they started. And that, I went out and did the thing. I deserve a little bit of cred, right? For at least trying and not just thinking about it. So I realized failure isn't the end. It's just part of the journey. And so I brainstormed really hard about what I would do differently if I had to start all over again, if it could have started all over again with Island Pupwear. And here are the things that I would tell myself. I would say, 1, pace yourself. If I could talk to younger me, I would definitely ask her to pace herself. I think I definitely jumped the gun and dove in head first because we were so excited. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think there's actually something so beautiful about the rawness and the excitement we had, and anyone has when they have a eureka moment for their small business. But taking the time to plan things out and test out our ideas would have saved us from a lot of financial and emotional stress that we had to go through since we started. Since then, I've come across so many resources I wish I had used in picking the next thing I was going to work on. 2, financial planning is everything. We definitely didn't pay enough attention to cash flow and budgeting, and that's something I would prioritize from day 1 if I could go back. I mean, we're just girls. Just kidding, but seriously, when I look at it again, I learned so many things I don't think I would have learned through just reading books or watching YouTube videos or even like talking to other people. I learned so much about the way money works, whether it's going in or coming out. It's actually so awesome to think that I went in not knowing anything about business, but now I can walk away and understand so much more. I mean, it's not nearly as much understanding as people who pursue this full time, but for a little side hustle baby like me, I think I'm doing pretty awesome. Number 3, adapt and pivot. Just because something doesn't work out the way you want, it doesn't mean it's a total loss. The skills, the lessons, the knowledge that you will gain from your experience trumps anything you can learn from a mentor or a book or an online research or even a YouTube video like this one. Trying and doing, even failing especially, I would say, teaches you so much more. I mean, you'll be taking all of that knowledge with you, whatever comes next, right? But I don't know about you, but that would take so much weight off my shoulders. You and me, we never really have to start from zero. I mean, unless every time we failed, we turned into a baby and lost all of our previous memories. But I don't think that's gonna happen, so I don't think we should worry about it. And the most important lesson I learned, don't give up. Every setback is a chance to learn and grow. You're never really starting from zero. You're building on everything you've ever learned, and so just imagine the compound effect. Listen, if you've ever been in a situation where you felt like giving up and I want you to know that you're not alone. We all go through these moments where nothing seems to work out, where the mountain in front of us just seems unclimbable, and the obstacles laid in front of us just feel so overwhelming and insurmountable. But I think it's how we respond in those moments that really matters. Being value-oriented and staying aligned with your values during these times are all you have to do. Don't give up. Even if things seem hard, just do what you must. It may not feel good at the moment, but if you push through, you'll have a really epic story to tell afterward. And isn't that what life is about? It's just a collection of all these little stories that you've lived and experienced. If my story resonates with you, then I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your experiences in the comments or ask me anything about my journey. I'm here to help. And if you're in a similar situation like me and need to close down your LLC, I've got you covered. Check out my other video on how to close your LLC in Hawaii, and I will walk you through the whole process. No lawyers needed. It's really important to know that even if this chapter didn't go as planned, you can still wrap things up smoothly and move on to the next adventure. Remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process, so keep going, keep learning, and never give up on your dreams. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you on the next video.